Welcome to Legends.
This might be the most epic golf toughness story in the history of the world. Golfing under carpet bombing. GolfCask Legends, Episode 1, Richmond Golf Club, 1940. Imagine this. It's 1940. London is being carpet bombed. Sirens are screaming. People are sprinting into shelters like their lives depended on it. Because it did. And meanwhile, 8 miles away, Richmond Golf Club, some absolute legend in tweed, are standing on the tee box discussing, it's a bit breezy today. Maybe I should club up. Yes. This is a real story of a golf club that literally played through the Blitz. And somehow turned this chaos into the most British golf moment ever. So it's time for a pour. I chose Valor, which is a craft distillery in Pinehurst, North Carolina, because these guys in tweed jackets showed a lot of valor. Before we dig into the rules, the comedy, the madness, we need to understand the storm Richmond Golf Club was standing in. Because in 1940 wasn't just a tough year, it was a year the world tried to tear itself apart. Germany unleashed something called Blitzkrieg, lightning war, a military strategy built on overwhelming speed, tanks smashing borders, infantry flowing in behind, and the Luftwaffe bombing anything that was not nailed down. By the mid-1940s, Europe, I hate to say it, had collapsed like a cheap folding chair. And Britain, well, the British stood alone. So Hitler launched something called the Blitz, 57 straight nights of bombing in London, plus countless raids across surrounding towns. Homes destroyed, factories flattened, streets were burning, families sleeping in underground stations just to stay alive. Richmond, this peaceful town southwest of London, was hit hard too. Bombs fell on the golf course, and outbuildings and the laundry facilities were obliterated. Shrapnel landed across the fairways. Delayed action bombs sat ticking in the fairways. In the middle of all this, the British government issued the most famous understatement in the world. And it became accidentally iconic. Keep calm and carry on. Most people read that while their roofs were on fire and thought, yeah, right, sure. Come on, Churchill. But Richmond Golf Club, they treated carry on like it was a mission statement. They didn't carry on with life, they carried on with golf. Cheers to you. Oh, that's good. Let's get some background. To understand why the club fought so hard to keep playing, you need to appreciate the place itself. For generations, Sudbrook Park and its great house stood on an aristocratic estate, deep 18th century roots. Sudbrook House, a masterpiece built in the 1720s for the second Duke of Argyll, that's right, like the Sox, was a symbol of elegance, heritage, and old-world British social order. By the late 1800s, the estate was quieter, its purpose fading. But in 1898, Richmond Golf Club changed that forever. They secured a lease with Sudbrook Park and transformed this aristocratic relic into British's most distinct golf sanctuaries. The mansion became the clubhouse. Grand Georgian rooms, towering ceilings, fireplace echoing with laughter. The grounds became a test of golf. Tree-lined fairways, strategic bunkering, and Dunn's late Victorian course design. So by 1940, Richmond Golf wasn't just a club, it was a living piece of heritage, equal parts estate, sanctuary, and a whole lot of community. This is what they were protecting when the bombs started to fall. So, what were the rules of engagement for the club? Now, this is the part that gets legendary. In the autumn of 1940, when bombs were landing on the golf course and craters showing up where fairways used to be, the members created temporary wartime rules. That's right. Temporary wartime rules. No parody, no satire, actual rules in actual competition. And I have to tell you, these things are glorious. Rule number 1, pick up bomb and shrapnel splinters. Players must collect bomb fragments and shrapnel to prevent damage to the mowing machines. The members were more worried about the mowers than they were about their members. Love that. Rule number 2, take cover during gunfire. No penalty. Feel free to dodge death, just don't ruin the pace of play. I love the British. Rule 3, mark delayed action bombs with red flags. Caddies actually walked out to mark unexploded bombs with tiny little red flags. That's right, bombing drives has a completely different meaning. Rule 4, free relief from shrapnel. We consider it a loose impediment, just like twigs, leaves, and heck, why not live munition fragments. Rule 5, enemy action, mulligan. If your ball is destroyed by the Luftwaffe, you may drop without penalty. Isn't that nice? The enemy might have unintentionally helped a few people's handicaps. Rule 6, ball in a bomb crater. Take flagstick, ball in crater, go back as far as you want on that line, and you actually get free relief. That's right. You get relief from craters. Rule 7, bomb interrupts your swing, penalty of 1 stroke. If a bomb goes off during your backswing, you may replay it, penalty of 1 stroke. This is it, without exaggeration, the most British rule ever written. So this is where legends were born. Most stories have a single hero. This one, we have an entire club. The members, the staff, the caddies, the greenskeeper of Richmond Golf Club did something extraordinary. They protected rituals during chaos. They protected community during fear. And they protected golf because golf protected them. They just didn't keep playing the course, they kept playing at life. Richmond Golf Club, 1940. You are the first inducted member to the GolfCask Hall of Legends. Here's to the club that kept swinging while the sky fell apart around them. There was a propaganda twist to this. Here's where the story goes from funny to, you gotta be frickin' kidding me. The temporary rules didn't just amuse British newspapers, they spread quickly. Like in the early 1940s version of going viral. Except instead of TikTok teenagers dancing, it was a golf club casually surviving wartime munitions. The British public ate it up. It became a symbol of resilience. Look at us, still playing through this apocalypse. But in Germany, oh, they reacted different. They hated it. Joseph Goebbels, the great propagandist, known mostly for being insecure, miserable, and chronically allergic to joy, saw the rules and absolutely detonated. He used them as an official broadcast as proof that the British were snobbish, pretentious, and ridiculous. When it comes to these rules, no way. Imagine the mental gymnastics it takes to be leading a bombing campaign, then getting personally offended that the people you're bombing are still teeing it off. Lord Haha, the radio trader, joined in too. He mocked the rules on air in that condescending tone he used right before everyone in Britain switched him off and went back to ignoring him, which is honestly the peak of British resistance. But in trying to mock the rules, they accidentally broadcast something else. The British won't break. You know that you've miscalculated when your propaganda actually inspires your enemy, bringing community together. Well done. These rules were not just petty defiance, they were a psychological warfare, a message carried across the world. You can bomb us, you can scare us, but you cannot take our rituals. You have to pry them out of my dead, cold hands. And that is when Richmond Golf Club's legend went from local folklore to global phenomenon. Time to finish this pour like a legend. All right, let's bring this baby home. Yes, the rules were hilarious. Yes, the situation was a little insane. And yes, caddies marking unexploded bombs with tiny little red flags deserve medals, therapy, or maybe both. But underneath all the humor is the beating heart of the whole story. Humans cling to rituals because rituals keep us human. When the world is uncertain, you find your constants. And for some people, that's faith. For others, it could be a family dinner around the table. And for some, it's a pint at the local pub, a cigar on the back step, or a round of whiskey with friends. For Richmond Golf Club in 1940, it was a tea time and everything that came with it. The walk, the conversation, the jokes, the arguments, the quiet. And of course, the challenge. The familiar rhythm of the game older than the nation that is bombing them. Golf wasn't a luxury, it was a life raft. It reminded them we're still us and we are still here. And when the bomb crater appeared in the middle of the fairway, they didn't call it a disaster. They just simply called it ground under repair. That's not just golf, that's philosophy. That's how you survive anything. You take the crater, respect its existence, adjust your stance, and keep playing. Richmond didn't just teach us golf resilience, they taught us life resilience. And that's why this story matters. So let's close this out with a toast for the toughest golfers in history. To Richmond Golf Club, 1940, the first official member of the GolfCask Hall of Legends. A club that stared down blitzkrieg, firestorms, and fear, and answered with pure, stubborn courage. Keep calm, carry on, and let's play through. A community that kept ritual alive when the world lost its footing, a fairway that refused to surrender. To Richmond, proof that sometimes the bravest things you can do is show up with tees in your pocket and refuse to quit. Spark, sip, swing at GolfCask. If this story hit you in the soul, hit subscribe. Leave a comment, and if you're ready to become a legend yourself, join the GolfCask community. There are no goodbyes inside a GolfCask, just until next time. Cheers, my friend. See you on the course.